Hi guys, it's Ray here from Just for Keepers J4K. Hope you're fitting well. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you and a massive well done for finishing the J4K 30-day challenge on how to become mentally strong as a goalkeeper. I promise you, if you've gone through every one of the weekly challenges and what I'm going to teach you in this bonus video, I promise you, you will become, honestly, bulletproof as a goalkeeper in terms of becoming super confident as a goalkeeper, obviously in your self-belief and in your confidence, and it will 100% give you the edge on your competition. So what I'm going to be doing in this bonus video, because I'm guessing, obviously I've thrown a lot at you, obviously regarding the J4K 30-day challenge over the last few weeks, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's a bit confusing, right? If that's how you're thinking, please don't worry. This is why I'm doing this video. If this is something that you've got to do on a daily basis, for it to, obviously, want to understand it more, and more importantly too, for it to work for yourself or your goalkeeping child. So before I obviously give you this bonus video, and obviously basically I'm going to give you an action plan now, like I say, that you can use this on a daily basis moving forward in your goalkeeping career, whether you're a 10-year-old just starting off, on your goal, or 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, obviously a goalkeeping child just starting off, or you could be a semi-professional or a professional goalkeeper. No matter where you are, I assure you this will help you get to the next levels. And especially if you're a young goalkeeper or you're a parent of a goalkeeper, I promise you this will help you as a parent of your goalkeeper to protect your child's mindset. It's super important. That's the main thing you should be doing as a parent, parents of a goalkeeper, is protecting their mindset, making sure that you help keep your goalkeeping child confident, obviously keep the self-confidence up, and also because we all know, these young children playing in goal, and you get all the idiots shouting on the sidelines. That affects young children. It affects adults, never mind children, okay? So hopefully what I've put together in this 30-day challenge is going to help you as a parent to help your goalkeeping child. So again, I'd really love your feedback on that if possible, please, because as I say, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, to help goalkeepers, but also to help parents of goalkeepers. So again, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed and a bit confused by it all, don't worry. Hopefully this video will put it right, and the action plan that I'm going to give you, because I'll keep it super simple. So first of all, I wanted to speak about what you've learned. Okay, in week one, we worked on the art of visualization, which is basically daydreaming on steroids, which for me, every human being should master the art of visualization, not just for goalkeeping, but for anything in life. And I promise you, once you start to master the art of visualization as a goalkeeper, put it into other aspects of your life, because I promise you, you can visualize anything you want to become a success. If you speak to any professional athletes, I will guarantee every single one of them, yes, every single one of them will tell you that they practice the art of visualization. And again, basically visualizing is literally daydreaming. It's basically just daydreaming, daydreaming things into reality. Obviously what we spoke about in week one. In week two, we spoke about making mistakes. Now, as a goalkeeper, we're all going to make mistakes. I make mistakes as a professional goalkeeper. Even top international goalkeepers still make mistakes. It's just unfortunately part of obviously goalkeeping, which is something that we've got to live with, and that's why I spoke about trigger points. Trigger points are super important, and obviously when we spoke in week two about making mistakes and trigger points, it's super important that when you make a mistake in the game, is that you don't dwell on it in the game, and you don't let it affect other games that you're going to play as well. And what a trigger point is, again, just to refresh your memory, if you do make a mistake in a game, it could be a slap. A lot of goalkeepers will fix the, watch when next time you watch your favourite Premiership or professional goalkeeper play, watch when they make a blatant mistake. They'll do something consistently. It could be slapping the face, fixing the wrist strap. You see a lot of goalkeepers will go and kick the goal with the football boots and the studs, even though that they don't have to do that because there's no mud on the fields, okay? And that's a trigger point. And what a trigger point quickly does is it reminds you that you're a good goalkeeper, and statistically that you make a mistake once in every 10 games, for example. So if you make a mistake in a game, that trigger point makes you think, look, you are a great goalkeeper, Ray, and I'm not going to make another mistake for another 10 games. So statistically, I can just go and enjoy the game now because I'm not going to make a mistake for another 10 games. Then obviously we spoke about, can you then take it to 11 games and 12 games and 20 games and beyond, etc. So that's what we spoke about in week two, how to use trigger points to make sure that when you do make a mistake in a game, is that you don't dwell on it and make things even worse. In week 3, we talked about the importance of communication as well, obviously with your teammates, but also more importantly with yourself. So when you're playing in a game situation, you know, a lot of goalkeepers are wrongly told to be vocal, you know, for the full game. That's actually wrong to do that, because again, if you're talk like I was taught when I played professionally, what happens is if you just keep talking, eventually your defenders will just stop listening to you, because they go, oh, it's Ray again, you know. But if your defenders know, you know, every time you open your mouth that they need to listen because they're in danger, they do, you know, as I say. So as a goalkeeper, it's about talking at the right times, okay? And when we're not talking to our defence, our teammates, sorry, we're communicating with ourselves, okay? Well, reminding ourselves what a good goalkeeper we are, what a great save we make, and we're still also visualising in a game, you know. So communication is super important as a goalkeeper, again. And when people say to goalkeepers, unfortunately, it's still a lot of coaches and goalkeeping coaches say to goalkeepers, you've got to be talking, shouting up for the full game, you've got to be vocal, everyone's going to hear you for the full game. That's actually wrong, okay? Yeah, you've got to be loud, you've got to be vocal, but you can't be shouting all the time, because I promise you, your defenders will just stop listening. You need to make sure that when you shout loud, your defenders listen, because they know, when Ray says something, it means we're in danger. And that's the best way. And then that's what we spoke about in week 3. Week 4, we spoke about wear the masks. So when you go into a game situation, you know, again, you see a lot of goalkeepers, you know, they look nervous, they're biting their nails, they're looking around, etc. And again, if you're, as a goalkeeper, if your teammates see that you're biting your nails and you're nervous, that doesn't make them feel good. You know what I mean? But also as well, if the opponents think that you're nervous, they'll exploit that, okay? 100% they will exploit that. So in week 4, we spoke about the importance that even though that you could be scared, you could be nervous, you don't let your teammates, or especially the opponent players, see that you're nervous as well. And that's why we say wear the mask. So even though inside you could be nervous, you wear that mask, you put your shoulders back, you stand tall, and you make yourself look, you know, and make yourself look confident. And the beauty about it as well, the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. So you'll actually become, you'll actually be, by practicing, you'll eventually become successful. And you've heard a lot of people will say, you know, fake it until you make it, and that's what that really is, to be honest with you. You know, you just keep doing it. If you practice enough times, it becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, you're not even thinking about it, to be honest with you. And people go, wow, that Ray's super, super confident, you know, but it took a lot of practice to get there, okay? And again, a lot of goalkeepers and people in general make the massive mistake in life that you're either confident or you're not confident in life. Most people are not confident. They don't realise they can develop the confidence to be a super confident person. And the beauty about being confident and developing your confidence, it's all done up here. If I wanted to have bigger guns, it's a pain in the backside. I've got to get in a car, I've got to drive 20 minutes to the gym, I've got to do an hour in the gym, I've got to drive 20 minutes back, I've got to get a shower, etc. And you've got to do that for a long time to get big guns. It's a pain in the backside, a lot of commitments, as I say, to go to the gym, etc. But in your mind, literally for a few minutes each day, you just do the visualization exercises that I taught you in the 30-day challenge, and then you'll become confident. So it's actually easy. So there's no excuse, because you don't have to go anywhere, just inside your mind. Okay, so about what's this bonus all about? Okay, so I'm going to sort of break it all down now, and I'm going to help you move forward with this. Okay, the key to your success is do something every single day. Seriously, every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes, okay? So for example, let's say you're just struggling coming for crosses at the moment, okay? Yeah, you're dropping all the crosses, or you don't want to come for the cross because you are getting, you know, your friends are getting hurt. What you've got to do every single day, only for 5 minutes, okay, yeah? 5 minutes is just visualise yourself coming for crosses from all different angles and catching every single cross or punching every single cross. Visualise yourself getting clattered by centre forwards and it's not affecting you. Visualise yourself, you know, clattering centre forwards and, you know, knocking them to the ground, etc. But also as well, it's not just about visualizing it in your mind's eye. When you train, it's super important that you get someone, you know, even if it's your parents, you know, if you're an older goalkeeper and you can get teammates to do it, fantastic, you know. But if you're a child, get your a friend to do it, or a coach, or your goalkeeping coach, or your parents. You've got to go and practice. Okay. So you got to do it in here, but then you've got to then go and practice. Like I spoke about it in obviously in the 30-day challenge. You then got to go and practice it and practice it and practice it. First of all, practice it without a ball. Okay, so honestly, it's crazy as it sounds. Okay, visualize coming for crosses without the ball, and then, as I say, because you can do that anywhere. Then once you've done that, you can then do it with the ball, and then you can do it with obviously opposing players in front of yourself, and then before you know it, with you visualizing yourself in your mind catching every ball, then doing it in training, doing it on your own, doing it in the back garden. The more you practice it, you go, okay, cool. You now start to get confident coming for crosses, and then you can go into something else then as well. And also you can do, if you're struggling with crosses and your goal kicks, you can visualize coming for crosses, and then also visualize, coming for goal kicks. You don't have to just do one. You can do 2 or 3, 4 if you want to, but it's important. It's important that you also do that in practice as well. Okay, so that's what you do. That's visualization 1. So that's how just how to use visualization. So if you're underconfident, or you're scared, or you're struggling, or you're nervous about something, that's how you do it. You do it in your mind's eye first, but you also do it in practice as well. And what happens then when it comes to a game situation, you're not caught surprised, okay? Because again, if you can visualize every scenario coming for crosses, etc., I promise you what happens is, and it's happened to me so many times, and I promise you, if you speak to any professional goalkeeper, they'll go, yeah, it's happened to me as well. Whereas, again, I'll use crosses, for example, that I've visualized scenarios where I've come for crosses from all different angles, from the left winger, the right winger, from corners, from free kicks. There's been so many times in a game situation where I've come for a cross, and the exact scenario that I've gone over in my mind has actually happened when I've actually been playing professionally. And what that does, that gives you the edge, so you're not sort of surprised and you're having to sort of do it in the moment. You've sort of already done it, because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what's going on in here. Okay, that's statistically proven somewhere, but it's statistically proven somewhere. Your mind does not know the difference. So what happens then is you're giving yourself a head start. Like anything in life, riding a bike, for example, when you've done something a few times, it becomes natural. Okay, and again, that's what happens when you do it in your mind's eye. When something happens, coming for the cross, for example, when you visualize that a few times in your head, it's not catching you. It's not catching you as a surprise, if that makes sense, because you've already visualized it in your mind's eye. And again, it will help you big time. So that's one way how to use visualization. So if you want to improve something, any part of your game, you visualize it first. Always practice without the ball, okay, first of all, because you can do that anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're practicing, okay? Goal kicks. I know it sounds crazy. How can you practice a goal kick without a ball? Seriously, you can, okay? You can practice anything, more or less anything. So practice it in your mind's eye first. Then, as I say, just practice coming for crosses on your own. Then bring the ball into it, okay? And then when you're feeling confident with the ball, only then do you bring players in. So that's how you can improve techniques and things that you're not confident about, etc. The second way how you can use visualization is actually when you've made a mistake, okay? Yeah. So let's say that you've made a mistake. Again, let's say, for example, you've made a couple of mistakes because the ball has been hit in the bottom corner and you just can't get down to the bottom corner. Again, as I say, it's all down to visualization. So if you made a few mistakes if you made 1 or 2 mistakes doing the same thing, visualization is the key, and practice as well. So again, you start to visualize yourself making those saves, because what a lot of goalkeepers unfortunately do when they've made a mistake, 2 or 3 mistakes going to bottom corner, and they've made the mistake, they go over in the head the mistake they've made. And what happens is, the more times you go over the mistake, the more chances you're going to make a mistake in the game. Remember what I've said in the videos, in the 30-day challenges, the 30-day challenge video, these negative thoughts and these positive thoughts. If you continue to make negative thoughts, that will create negative actions. So if you make 2 or 3 mistakes in a game, obviously going bottom corner, for example, or coming for crosses and dropping crosses, and you visualize yourself making those mistakes over and over and over again, you're going to continue making mistakes in the game. So you've got to override those mistakes, okay? Yeah. So again, if you're struggling to save bottom corner, what happens then, as I say, you visualize yourself making saves, so you eradicate those mistakes in your mind's eye, because remember, your mind doesn't know the difference between what goes on in here and actually what goes on physically. So you eradicate those mistakes by visualizing yourself making those saves. And what will happen as well, sometimes you'll visualize yourself making the save, and then all of a sudden a negative thought will pop in your head that you've made the mistake. So you'll in your, like a mistake that you might have made 2 weeks earlier, your mind will go, that I made that mistake. So for every negative thought, cancel it out with 10 positive thoughts. Okay, so let's go, okay, right, no, I'm not having that. Okay, so if you visualize yourself making that mistake that you made 2 or 3 weeks earlier, just again tell your mind no, and just make sure that you do 10 thoughts where you've made that save, if that makes sense. But remember as well, it's important that you practice as well. So again, you can practice in your garden, okay? So again, you can actually practice your technique diving without the ball, and while you're practicing your technique without the ball, okay, you're visualizing yourself making that fantastic save. Then you bring the ball, you bring the ball into play, and then obviously whoever's kicking the ball at you, okay, you've got to make sure that they're not smashing the ball in the bottom corner to start off with as well. Let it sort of be like 80%, okay? So you want to be making the saves because you want to get your technique right. There's no point visualizing making saves, practicing making saves without the ball, and then you get someone who just keeps smashing the balls in the bottom corner, because that's going to put you back to square one. You've got to have some, like, start off with 70-80%, make the saves up to, then let them go to 90%, make the saves. So again, you're programming your mind, I can do this, and then obviously once you get to that stage, then you go, okay, yeah, smash it. Okay, and then you've got to realise, you're not going to save every shot. You're not superhuman, but I'll guarantee if you did that in your mind, if you wanted to practice, better dive, and if you wanted to become better at saving the ball in the bottom corner, first of all, start up here with your visualisation, practice without the ball, then get someone to come in. And obviously just start at 60-70%, then work up to 80%, because you want to be saving, because your mind then will go, I can do this. Take it to 90%. Then, as I say, once you're really confident, let them smash it. Okay, yeah. And again, you're going to let them in. It's only natural. Even international goalkeepers will let them in, but I'll guarantee you'll save a lot more because you've programmed your mind, if that makes sense. So that's how you can use it, and it's all about visualization. So in the 30-day challenge, even though that I spoke about, week 2 was about making mistakes, week 3 was about communication, week 4 was about wearing masks, it all goes back to week 1. That's why I started with visualization in week 1. Everything, I promise you, everything, and this is what the 30-day challenge is all about, really, to be honest with you, is visualization. Because if I just would have done one session on visualization, you probably wouldn't have got the message, okay? I had to explain different scenarios where goalkeepers struggle with the confidence, with the self-esteem, etc. And it's all right. I promise you, anything that you're struggling with, as a goalkeeper, you make a mistake with, visualization will get you out of it, okay? Will help you get back to, will help you improve your goalkeeping. But please remember, with visualization, okay, yeah, you've got to put it into practice. You've got to, you can't just go in your mind. You can't just say in your mind, I'm going to be fantastic. Again, I'll use crossing for an example. You just can't visualize yourself thinking, okay, I'm going to catch every cross, and then get to a game situation and expect that to happen in a game situation. Even though that it will help, by the way, okay, yeah, it will help, but it's important to practice as well, okay. Super important. And also as well, if you can find a goalkeeping coach or a coach that understands the art of visualization and that they can personally mentor you as well, I promise you it will give you the edge. You'll have the edge on your competition, because the majority of your competition will not be confident, and confidence is everything about goalkeeping. And again, I've said this a few times now, with Just for Keepers and J4K, I've coached all over the world. We've coached thousands upon thousands of goalkeepers, and we've helped thousands of our students to achieve their dreams. And I promise you, it's not the most naturally gifted goalkeeper that achieves their dreams. It's the goalkeepers that are average, but they come confident up here. Okay, I promise you, it happens. I've seen it happen hundreds, thousands of times, where an average goalkeeper, but they're super confident up here, they just fly past a goalkeeper who's naturally better, gifted than them as a goalkeeper on the field. Technically, but mindset-wise, they're nowhere near the average goalkeeper, and as a result, the average goalkeeper just flies past goalkeepers who are much better than them. The mindset is super important. So to use the 30-day challenge moving forward, guys, seriously, visualize, and this is the key, this is the message I wanted to get in this bonus video, is please do it every single day. There's two types of visualizations, like I said. When you want to improve something, when you think, okay, I need to improve my crossing, I need to improve my goal kicks, that's how you can use visualization to improve something that you're not really good at the moment. And that's how you can use visualization, obviously, to improve a technique that you need to improve. The second time you will use visualization. That's why most of you have got onto this 30-day challenge, is when you've made a mistake. Okay, when the world's against you, you've let like a few silly goals in, or you might not even let silly goals in. You're just getting you're getting stick off your teammates, the people on the line, because they just don't understand goalkeeping. Because they don't understand goalkeeping, every time a goal goes in, they go, oh, must be the goalkeeper's fault. I mean, I've heard this loads of times over the years where someone will say to me, or overhear someone say, oh yeah, we got beat 5-0 at the weekend. We would have won only for the goalkeeper. And I'm like, what? But that's how stupid a lot of people are or ignorant, people are in terms of understanding goalkeeping. So as I say, everything is about visualization, okay? And it's doing it consistently. Visualization will get you, whatever you're struggling with, any mistake that you've made, obviously with implementing that into training as well, you've got a stress. Yeah, visualization is super important, but you've still got to practice it as well, okay? You've got to keep practicing it. That will get you out of anything. That will help you improve your goalkeeping, and it will make you bulletproof as a goalkeeper as well. But you've got to do it every single day, okay? But it only takes 5 minutes, okay? If you want to do it longer, even better, okay? I was visualizing all the time. I couldn't get my mind, and I didn't realize at the time when I was a youngster, I didn't realize I was visualizing. I just thought I was daydreaming, and I honestly believe if I never visualized or daydreamed as a child, I would never achieve my dream to become a professional goalkeeper, because I actually never played for any professional academy as a youngster. I never come into I think I was 17 when I got my first chance at Chester City, and I honestly believe that if I wouldn't have visualised, I would never have got my apprenticeship. And when I got my apprenticeship, I'll be honest with you, I was like more, I wouldn't say head and shoulders above everybody, but even though that I'd never been at a professional football club, I certainly wasn't at the bottom in terms of being confident in myself, etc. That was because I visualised, unbeknown to me at the time, nobody told me, okay, yeah, but I was visualising and I was daydreaming my success, and that's what you can do. But the key to what you've learned over the last 30 days and what this bonus video has just told you, you've got to do it every single day. If you can do it 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, 5 or 10 minutes before you, go to bed, I promise you it will really, really help. And please remember as well, whenever you're going to play a game of a weekend, the night before, okay, and certainly travelling to the game, you need to visualise yourself having a great game, making fantastic saves, coming for crosses, perfect kicked, top corner, bottom corner, penalty saves. Because a lot of goalkeepers, as I say, they visualise themselves making mistakes. Remember, if you think negative thoughts equals negative actions, positive thoughts equals positive actions. So if you're having negative thoughts before the game, thinking, I'm going to make a mistake, eradicate that with 10 positive thoughts. And to start off with, it might feel a bit awkward, but I promise you, the more you do it, the better you'll become, and you'll have less and less negative thoughts. So you're going into a game situation full of confidence, okay, because you're ready for it, okay, because you're primed to think, you've primed yourself to be thinking, right, I'm going to have a great game here today, rather than thinking, oh, I'm going to have a bad game. Most goalkeepers will go, and you're probably thinking, right, yeah, I do that. I go into a game thinking, I did this as a professional goalkeeper because there's no one there to tell me. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have a bad game today. I'm going to have a terrible game today, which is obviously the wrong attitude to have. You've got to go into the game thinking, okay, I'm going to have a great game today. And that comes from visualising the night before and go, and as I say, and even when you're travelling to the game, whether, in the car, your parents are taking you, etc., I'm going to have a great game today. And you visualise yourself doing everything perfect. If a negative thought pops into your head, you erase that by having 10 positive thoughts. And I promise you, the more you do it, you'll have less and less less and less negative thoughts. So I hope that helps, guys, okay? Yeah, so everything you've learned over the 30-day challenge, okay, I want you to implement it on a daily basis now. If there's something that you want to improve, you visualize yourself doing it, and then you obviously put it into training. If you've made a mistake, don't dwell on that mistake. Again, visualize yourself doing that correctly. Like I've already mentioned in this video, visualize yourself doing everything right. But again, it's important that you practice. Obviously, so you practice in training. Obviously, that technique that you need to improve as well. So that's the 2 ways to use visualization. And the third way as well is when you're the night before the game and traveling to the game, you make sure that you say to yourself, I'm going to have a bloody good game today. I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to come for crosses. I'm going to knock the centre forwards' heads off. I'm going to save every penalty. You're going to go with that mindset rather than thinking, oh, I hope I have a good game, or it's a bit windy today. I might not have a good game. You need to eradicate those thoughts with positive thoughts. Remember, negative thoughts, negative actions, positive thoughts, positive actions, okay? And the more you do it, I promise you, it doesn't work all the time, okay, yeah? But the more you do it, I promise you, the less negative happens, the less mistakes you will have as well. So please be positive, okay? Any questions, as I say, please email me, because you've been on the 30-day challenge, I will personally get back to yourself. And if you've watched this video somewhere, please click the link below. If you're a goalkeeper or a parent of a goalkeeper, especially a parent of a goalkeeper, please click the link below and get on the J4K 30-day challenge to become mentally strong as a goalkeeper and how to become bulletproof as a goalkeeper. I promise you it'll be the best thing that you've done. Okay, all the best. Take care for now, guys. And remember, positive thoughts only.